What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a little bit longer. I went and just got my hairs cut, and so we're headed back to the house right now. But if you can't tell, or if you don't know the difference between my trucks, don't mind the stuff in the back. This is the wife's truck. So we're going to do a one take again, but this time on Tatiana. So I was I was lucky enough to have to go get my hair cut, and this truck was just the closest to the street, so happened to be the one I took. And you know, I haven't really posted anything in a couple weeks, and my views are only at about 80, so I mean, I really don't expect much off of this. But this is episode 2, and just to recap what we do, it is okay, Mr. Torque Converter. Just to recap what we do with these one-take truck reviews is I pretty much go over all the modifications, front to back, inside and out, and I rate the truck just based on my own personal rating. There's no, you know, some trucks are going to be better than others, some trucks are going to be worse than others, but I do it all in one take. So that means any ums, uhs, random pauses, me thinking of words, I don't cut that shit out. And so, I mean, I don't cut it out. It's, you know, I have to watch my swearing if I want to monetize these videos eventually in the future and all that kind of good stuff. And it's going to be a little shaky because, you know, we're driving and the shocks aren't the greatest on this truck. I'll be completely honest, because I went with a set of Daystar shocks, and that was my biggest regret ever. When building this truck was literally my shocks and the fact that I built a two-wheel drive truck. So since we're just driving home and I'm not able to, like, you know, get under the hood and show you guys the whole truck, show you guys the outside of the truck. Bought this truck back in 2016. I bought it when I first moved out to California. It was my first vehicle ever. You know, I wasn't too hot in school, so my parents kept my driving privileges from me. And I didn't get my license until the early part of 2016. Mind you, I graduated middle of 2015. So I was almost 19 years old when I got my license. Not to say that that's bad or anything, but for those of you that watch that are younger, or, you know, the guys that find my channel that are younger, and, you know, your parents are telling you that you can't drive, or, you know, you don't have the money to get a vehicle, don't worry, it's going to be okay. But I bought this truck when I hit what we call the fleet in the military. It's, you know, I got my first unit, my first base. Ah! Almost ran off the road because the alignment's off on this thing. But my buddy hooked me up. I found this truck. I was really skeptical at first because, you know, it's a 6-liter. I don't want to buy a 6-liter. Yeah, I definitely need to do my bearings on this thing. And being a 6-liter, I heard all the horror stories. I was so scared. I didn't know if the truck was studded. I didn't know if the truck was tuned. I didn't know anything. But I test drove it anyways, and the second that turbo lit the first time, I knew this was the truck for me. And I was going to learn everything that I could and be pretty much a self-taught YouTube mechanic, and be able to work on this truck and know this truck like the back of my hand. So I had the truck for about a year before any modifications really happened. I went to leave for my first deployment, and I got a new set of mirrors. So I updated to the 08s, and they were already paint matched to the color of the truck because I bought them off of a buddy who had them paint matched to the color of his truck. And then I bought my SCT X4, which I no longer have. And so I didn't know that it was unmarried, or that it was still married to the truck that my buddy had that sold me the tuner. He forgot that it was still married, and he didn't know that he had to unmarry it. But long story short, bought that tuner, freaking mirrors, and I called it a day. And we we went out to Japan. I was overseas for a little bit, living out there. It was pretty nice. And then I came back, and when I got back, I had a bunch of parts waiting for me. I had camber eccentrics, I had a leveling kit, I had new shocks, I had my exhaust. My tip was in the process of being built that day. My wheels were being shipped. And I was so excited. And I had my EGR delete at the time when it was still, you know, legal to put off-road use only parts on your truck before the EPA cracked down and everything became emission compliant. So, trying to hold this the best I can without my arm getting tired. Because, you know, I'm still new to the whole YouTubing thing, so my arm gets tired kind of quick. So I came home, I put the leveling kit in, I put my new wheels on, but I went down to Pennsylvania and I picked up the stacks from Move It Fabrication. They hooked it up, man. They really did. So I'm sorry that the thumbnail is going to be me in the truck, which is kind of crappy because I wanted the thumbnail to be me like, hey, look at the truck, but it's not. I just thought about that. See, like, this one take things. Like, I just think about things while I'm filming, and I get sidetracked pretty easily, if you can't tell. So I went down to Pennsylvania to Move It Fabrication. I picked up the stacks. I had them installed there. I went down to Virginia, hung out with a couple of my buddies because I was home. Went back up to Connecticut, put my wheels and tires on, went and got the truck aligned, and I drove back out to California. Blew a hub on the way back, all this, that, and the other thing, all this good stuff. And so, fast forward a couple months, and those of you that have followed me religiously on my old page and my new page, you know that Tatiana had some pink on her. Well, I came back from work one day, my buddy had some nightshade. We nightshaded my taillights and my turn signal lights on the mirrors, and we went, shit, what else could we do? So he said, oh, homeboy's working on the 7.3, how about that? You'll probably see the truck in the background, probably not, but my buddy said, I want to paint everything. And I was like, all right, well, what do you want to paint? So we painted my grill black, painted the emblem pink, and he was like, I want to paint your door handles pink. And I was like, all right, whatever. Did that. And then lo and behold, that was when I first started talking to my wife. I invited her over because we did my EGR delete, which took 4 days, which should not take 4 days. But we didn't know what we were doing. We were just kind of going by the seat of our pants there. So we're almost home. This is going to be great. I'll be able to finish up, you know, the video. I'll be able to walk around the truck with you guys. Fast forward a few months after that, I got married. Fast forward about a year later, I got a new grill on the truck. I repainted it once my daughter was born. I got rid of the pink. I went back to white and black. And now we pulling in the driveway here, which is nice. Ooh, I really need to detail my gray truck. So let's get the old keys in the pocket and we'll get outside. There's the neighbors are out, so there might be some background noise, and if there is, I'm sorry. But yes, I can grab your wallet. So I had the truck for a little bit and I was about to go overseas again. So me and my wife swapped a different turbo into it. We swapped a turbo into it and made the drive across country, and I blew 4 injectors because there was too much air and not enough fuel. And then came home, my FICM went bad, my injectors went bad, my starter was bad, and we, you know, I had the wife take it to a shop. She got it all fixed, and we got it back, and she was driving it for the longest time. I needed a vehicle because I was letting her drive this because her car was down, so then I bought that truck. And now this has kind of become my wife's truck. She renamed it from Lindsay to Tatiana. Obviously, I changed the wheels out. I don't have my 12 wides on it anymore. But, so, we're going to go and we're going to do a full walk around of the truck. So, I have these weird 9-wide Steelies on it. The dual diamond 8-inch stacks. That was a one-off design that I had gotten made for this truck. 08 mirrors, and a really crappy attempt at color matched emblems. Aftermarket grill, EGR delete. It's got the stock turbo back on it now, and that was because it started to eat up the second set of injectors that we had put on it. So we got those replaced. So 4-inch straight pipe, EGR delete, mirrors, grill, had a tune on it, had a turbo on it, took those off, leveling kit, shocks all the way around, which are really crappy, camber eccentrics. I don't know why I say that as a mod, but it is because they're adjustable. And then, what else did we do to this truck? Oh, I did the Blue Spring update. PSP billet caps for the filters under the hood. Water pump, the bulletproof diesel water pump. And I think that's it. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
And, yeah, so, I mean, the paint's not in the greatest condition. It's got a silver tailgate on it. It's got some scratches. I mean, it's a work truck. It's an XLT. The interior's not the greatest either. So, overall, I think, scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? No, for your truck.
6.
So she rates it a solid 6, which is what, if you remember, I rated my truck. My truck's a lot cleaner. But I rated this a solid 6 because it's not built how I want it. And update on this truck, I finally took the rear block out, so now it sits pretty much level. This truck sits pretty much level for a 2-wheel drive. And so we got 2 solid 6s here in the driveway. I've been told this is a solid 8 by a buddy of mine. I've been told this is a really nice truck by a couple of friends of mine. I would give this a solid 5.5 or 6. Just because it needs some paint work, it needs some body work. It could use a studded motor, it could use a lot of things, and new interior to make this truck like me want to daily drive this, and then keep this in the show, in the garage as a show truck, and then buy my wife a new truck. So, solid 6, we'll give it. But that's pretty much the rundown of Tatiana. Stay tuned because in a couple days, I'm going to be doing my neighbor's truck. He just bought that truck. That truck only has 80,000 miles on it. And I might even get a chance to do my neighbor across the street, do his, where is it? I'm really bad with this whole thumb thing. Do his Cummins. And my neighbor's son, Matt, has a really nice Chevy. I might do his too. But obviously, stay tuned. I'm not going to release these all in one day. I might film this today and release it another day. But we'll see. I got to talk to Brandon. So, wife's car, if anybody wants it, it's for sale. Hit me up. White truck, for sale. If you want it, hit me up. I will give you a price. It's located in North Carolina. Come get it. This truck, not for sale. Y'all, keep it going. I don't know why I said keep it going, but y'all keep on keeping on, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.